Still no sign of two siblings who are believed to have wandered away from their home in Pictou County.
I wanted to make a quick video to touch on this topic because I'm reading the comments and I have a personal contribution because I have personal experience quite similar to this mother. A lot of people are coming saying Casey Anthony and a bunch of other cases from like true crime, because it's the wildest thing. People can't possibly have horrible things happen to them without essentially finding a reason to justify that these horrible things are happening to them. So, let's true crime it, okay? Because y'all think you're all detectives. Which, by the way, you're not. I'm going to flash back to 5 years ago when my oldest child was 4 years old. Now, I'm the very proud mother of two extremely gifted little boys. Extremely gifted. Very intelligent, very aware, very creative. I had to be more aware as a mother. And that was the worst day of my life that I'm about to talk to you about. Second worst day of my life. I was on the couch, just unloading mentally. I was extremely exhausted. I was just checked out, okay? And my husband and my son at the time were playing hide and go seek. We also had a toddler at the time who was around 1.5, okay, almost 2. And we had just moved into the countryside. We have quite a few acres, about 14, among hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vacant acres. A lot of field, but also a lot of forest. And a lot of wild animals. Coyotes. I'm in New Brunswick. I'm not far from Nova Scotia. So coyotes, bobcats, or lynx, or whatever they're called, wolves, fox, raccoons, you name it. He's a 4-year-old. He's about the size of a 6-year-old at the time. He was a big kid, but still 4-year-old. And it's daddy's time to count and baby's time to hide. And so I'm just, again, on my couch, just mentally resetting. And my husband is looking for our child for about a good 10 minutes, okay? Then he starts to call out our son's name. Our son is not responding. And so I start looking with him because I think that's a bit strange. And I start saying, "Hey, X, can you please respond to me?" Which normally he would respond to. He didn't. And so while I'm sitting kind of processing the situation where we cannot find our son, and I'm in this house in the middle of nowhere with a few different bodies of forest, and a lot of wild animals. It was like February too. It was a very cold time of the year. I'm trying to think, what sounds did I hear through what I just witnessed so I can better track my son. And so I go through the sounds and I said, I heard rustling in the stone room, which is kind of like this landing room right beside kind of the entryway to my house. And as I'm processing all of this information, it occurs to me that I heard a kind of like a clicking and a knock. And so I look at the door and it's unlocked. We typically had the door locked when we were in the house. At that point, I quickly checked to see if our son's boots and jacket are in the house. They are not. He took his boots, he took his jacket, he put them on, he unlocked the door, and it clicked. We proceed to run outside and look for him frantically. I'm clearly screaming my living guts out. And we are so terrified that we then proceed to call 911. And that's a big deal because if you're if you're not new here, you know how I feel about police and my concerns for my own safety. and the safety of my racialized family around police. Eventually, we're talking 15, 20, 25 minutes after the initial 10 minutes of looking for him. This 4-year-old, with all the pride and joy in his face, comes frolicking out of the forest right beside our house. Frolicking. Smiling. I'm scream sobbing. Like my soul has literally been ripped out of my body. And he is just fine as day. Had to take a minute and compose myself. Sorry. By this point, the police hadn't arrived yet, so we called back the police and let them know he's been found. And when we asked him why he did that, he said, I wanted to hide really well because Daddy kept finding me. I wanted to be good at hiding. If the children are intelligent and creative, it is a wonderful thing. And the thing about this child was he was always easy. He never made a run for it. Even baby-proofing. I baby-proofed the house, but I really didn't need to. He was not interested in things that would alarm me, unlike the one after him, who taught me the fear of God, essentially. But the older one was my chill baby. Still is. Sorry, had to take another second. I understand true crime and its excitement and wanting to talk about things like this, like you're involved in the situation. I ask you to please wait. Because there is no punishment you can inflict upon these people that is worse than this one, in the case that they really didn't do anything wrong. So please get off your high horses and stop gossiping about a family that is literally going through something horrific. Your victim-blaming inclinations are showing clear as day, whether it is about these two beautiful babies and their potential situation with the parents, or whether it's about Gaza or like whatever, people getting pewed by police. Like, stop. Y'all need to stop sensationalizing everything like it's fucking reality TV. And I say this as someone who was on a reality TV show episode without my consent, but that's a story for another day. Life is not fucking what you see on TV. Not even those shows are what you see on TV. Many of you don't have the bandwidth or intellect to even comprehend the magnitude of some of these situations. So please show a bit of humility and wait till you get some facts before making assumptions. Because as someone who lives in Atlantic Canada, I know what the wildlife out here is like. You don't. I fought wildlife. You haven't. So please, until you get some facts, mind your fucking business.